We've had many communications from parents, from educators, and we continue to listen to the guidance of our National CDC headquarters and the professional health experts there, as well as our own health team here within the Department of Health and UAMS and other experts here in Arkansas. But as we continue to look at the guidance from the CDC, where they do not recommend the broad closure of schools, it is also important to listen to the parents and educators who do not have a level of confidence in terms of their safety and what the situation is with COVID-19 in their community, because there's been adequate testing in Arkansas. And so as a result of this legitimate concern, in order for our testing to be able to catch up and for us to be able to have a better handle on exactly where we are in the state of Arkansas in terms of any positive cases, I am authorizing on Monday each school district to close their school for on-site instruction. And then beginning on Tuesday, the closure statewide for on-site instruction will be mandatory through the end of this week. And of course, then you'll be in spring break. And at that time, we'll return to normal classroom instruction unless the circumstances dictate otherwise. I'll let the superintendent and commissioner elaborate on this, but this is important to get the message out today. One of the reasons Secretary Key advised that Monday should be an optional day because of this being late on Sunday. Parents need to make arrangements for childcare or other arrangements for the children, and so it's up to the superintendents as to whether they have regular instruction on Monday or whether they go to online instruction. But beyond that, on Tuesday, statewide in Arkansas, the schools will be closed for on-site instruction. With that, let me recognize Secretary Key for additional comments.
Thank you, Governor. Just to reiterate, with the issue of Monday versus Tuesday, there are districts who are prepared and can make that call, so the superintendents and boards in those districts are authorized to do so. But we also know there are districts that need a day to not just allow their parents to make arrangements, but also for their staff to make arrangements to distribute AMI packets or to distribute the computers or electronic devices that their students will need to take home in order to do their alternative method of instruction work in that case. So also during this time, we'll be working closely with the superintendents to make sure that they are going through a routine process of sanitizing, cleaning their buildings, and preparing those buildings for when school would resume after spring break. So we think this is prudent at this time to make this call. I appreciate the governor's leadership on this. It is a very tough call to make because we know that students depend on so many things for their care and education in their local schools. We also are heartened to know that in many of the communities they are making preparations for meal programs to continue. We will continue to work with our local districts to make sure that happens, and we are continuing to work with the USDA to make sure we have all the necessary waivers in place so that either the delivery or the grab-and-go models, whichever is appropriate for the school districts to use, will be in accordance with the USDA policies under that waiver.